My fender mirror are not cracked, not broken and secure. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. My headlights are not cracked, not broken and secure. Clean and clear, no condensation. My suspension is balanced. If it wasn't balanced, I place my vehicle out of service. My tag is securely mounted to the bumper, no outdated stickers. No leaks or puddles or broken glass or hanging wires underneath the vehicle. If I had that, I would place my vehicle out of service. All tires are properly inflated to the manufacturer specification. Now I open up my vehicle. Open up the hood. Now, my radiator and my radiator hose is not cracked, not broken and secure. No leaks. Hose not dry rotted frayed and securely clamped. I will inspect all the rest of my hoses the same way I inspected my initial hose. Bottom radiator hose goes to the water pump. The water pump is not cracked, not broken and secure. And no leaks, no illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. It's belt driven. The belt is not cracked, not broken and secure. Not dry rotted frayed, no more than 3/4 of play. My alternator is belt driven. It's not cracked, not broken and secure. And no illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. My exhaust connects to the manifold, runs underneath the cab to the rear of the truck. It's not cracked, not broken and secure. And no leaks. If I had any leaks, I would place the vehicle out of service. You don't gotta say that. All right. Catwalk and my steps. Not cracked, not broken and secure. And no illegal welds, no loose or missing parts, and free of debris. My fuel tank is not cracked, not broken and secure. No leaks, held up by metal and rubber straps. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. And my cap is hand tightened and with a metal chain and a rubber seal. Inside, I have my emergency equipment. My fully charged ABC fire extinguisher, 3 reflective triangles and spare fuses. And they're secure. To the driver's side. All right. My engine oil dipstick, my transmission dipstick, my windshield washer fluid reservoir, my air compressor, my power steering fluid reservoir, my coolant reservoir, and my gearbox. All of these parts are not cracked, not broken and secure. No leaks, and they should read between the add and the full mark. The air compressor is gear driven. How I would check my dipsticks, I would pull them out, wipe them off, insert them back in, and pull them out, and they should read between the add and the full mark. Now, my first system, steering system. My steering shaft and my steering linkage. They're not cracked, not broken and secure. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. Should have no debris wrapped around the universal joints here or the stern shaft. The stern shaft should have no more than 2 inches of play. Steering linkage is connected by castle nuts and cotter pins. Come on in real quick and grab them. On the steering linkage, here's the castle nuts and cotter pins. So you have the steering shaft and the steering linkage, okay? They're connected by castle nuts and cotter pins. Next is my braking system. My ABS line and the brake hose, they're not cracked, not broken and secure, not dry rotted or frayed, no leaks. My brake chamber is not cracked, not broken and secure, not dented, no leaks. The push rod and slack adjuster is not cracked, not broken and secure. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. When you pull on it by your hand, you should not be able to pull on it no more than 1 inch with the brakes released. Inside the wheel is the brake drum. The brake drum is not cracked, not broken and secure. And no illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. Inside the brake drum are your brake shoe lining. They're not cracked, not broken and secure. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts, and they should not be worn dangerously thin. Now, I will inspect my drive axle braking system parts and my trailer axle braking system parts by naming the ABS line the brake hose, the brake chamber, the push rod, slack adjuster, brake drum, and the brake shoe liner. Now, system number 3, suspension. Come on in and get suspension. My leaf springs, U-bolts, my axle, my hangers, the hanger mounts, the frame, the shock absorber. All of these parts are not cracked, not broken, and secure. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts, not shifted or missing, and no leaks. Now I will inspect my drive axle suspension and my trailer axle suspension the same way as I did in the front. Come on back in. With the exception that I have a rubber bellow, the spacer, and the torque arm in the rear. These parts are not cracked, not broken, and secure. No leaks, no illegal welds. Okay? And the airbag, you can call it airbag or airbag or air bellow. Alright? Now, my front steering tire is not cracked, not broken, and secure, properly inflated to the manufacturer's specification. The tread depth should be no less than 432. And how I would check the tread depth, I would check it with the depth gauge. And the tread should be evenly worn, no cuts or bulges on the side walls. How I would check my air pressure is with a rubber mallet or an air pressure gauge. I will inspect my drive axle tires and my trailer axle tires the same way as I did here in the front, with the exception that these tires can be recapped. The front tires cannot be recapped. They should not be mismatched, nor should they be rubbing in the middle. My valve stem on my stern tire, my drive axle, and my trailer axle, they're not cracked, not broken, and secure, and no leaks, should have a metal cap. My front steering rim is not cracked, not broken, and secure, and no illegal welds, no loose and missing parts. I will inspect my drive axle rim and my trailer axle rim the same way as I did my front rim, with the exception that the rear rims are bud rims and there should be no debris in the middle. All lug nuts on my steering tire, my drive axle, and my trailer axle, all lug nuts are not cracked, not broken, and secure. None are loose or missing. If they were loose or missing, they would show rust or shininess. My oil hub is not cracked, not broken, and secure. No leaks, no loose or missing parts. I will inspect my drive axle and my trailer axle the same way as I did my oil hub, with no leaks. Now I will close my hood. I will go to the passenger side, strap it down. I will go to my driver's side, strap it down, and open and close my door on my truck and on my trailer. They're not cracked, not broken, and secure. No illegal welds, hinges, and they have rubber seals. They're not drive rod free. My handrails, my dummy coupling, my cable connector holder, and my drive shaft. Come and get the drive shaft. All of these parts are not cracked, not broken, and secure. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts, and no debris wrapped around my drive shaft. Now, my air tanks on my truck and on my trailer. They're not cracked, not broken, and secure. No leaks, drain daily, free of condensation. Now, my emergency connector box and service connector box and my electric connector box, they're not cracked, not broken, and secure, and no leaks. My electric line and my hoses, they're not cracked, not broken, and secure, not drive rod free, no leaks. They go to my glad hands and the electric connector, and on my trailer box. They're not cracked, not broken, and secure, no leaks, and securely and secure. Now, my fifth wheel. My fifth wheel is not cracked, not broken, and secure. Properly greased, no gap, and it sits on the platform. And the platform has mounting bolts. And my release arm is in the lock position, which means that my locking jaws are locked around the kingpin, and the kingpin is securely mounted to the apron. And all of these parts are not cracked, not broken, and secure. No illegal welds and no loose or missing parts. Now, go to my mud flaps on my truck, or splash guards on my truck and on my trailer. They're not cracked, not broken, and secure. Not dry rotted or frayed, and not dragging. My DOT tape on my truck and the reflectors and on my trailer, all of them are not cracked, not broken, and secure, not dry rotted or frayed, clean and clear. My truck brake lights are red in color, red also on my trailer. My reverse light is white in color, and my tag light on my trailer is white in color. All of these parts are not cracked, not broken, and secure. No condensation. Now, I have my clearance consists of 3, 0, and 3 of clearance for articulation. Okay. Now, front of the header board. My header board is not cracked, not broken, and secure. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. And strong enough for cargo not to crash through. My emergency electric and service lines run underneath the trailer to the rear. They're not cracked, not broken, and secure, not dry rot or frayed, and no leaks. My skirt, which is on the side of the trailer here. My skirt, and if I had any handles, they would be on the side of the trailer. They're not cracked, not broken, and secure. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. And my landing gear. My landing gear bracket, the leg, and the pad is in the raised position. And my crank is in the locked position. Along with my frame and the deck. All of these parts are metal. They're not cracked, not broken, and secure. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. And no holes in my deck. To the rear of my vehicle, of my trailer, I have my ABS light. It's not cracked, not broken, and secure. Amber in color, no condensation. To the rear of the trailer, my DOT bumper is not cracked, not broken, and secure. No illegal welds, no loose or missing parts. My tag is securely mounted to the trailer without no outdated stickers. And this is where I would say now I would enter my vehicle with 3 points of contact. The DLA will go down the passenger side, and we'll go up to the driver's side. Now enter with 3 points of contact. And put my key in and put my seatbelt on first. First thing you want to do. My seat and my seat belt properly locks. My belt is not frayed. My steering wheel has no more than 2 inches of play. My mirrors are adjusted for me. And I will turn the vehicle on to build up my air pressure to the governor cutout rate by using a safe start. My ABS light properly works. Now I'll turn the vehicle on. Come on in. Now check my gauges. Okay. My indicators, my left turn indicator, my right turn indicator, and my four-way flashers, and my high beam properly work. My city horn, my air horn, properly work. My oil pressure gauge, it should read from 5 to 20, well, PSI when idle. My water or temperature gauge, it rises when the vehicle warms up. If it reaches 260, I'll place the vehicle out of service because it's overheated. My tachometer and my speedometer properly work. My fuel tank should read half to full. It properly work. My voltmeter should read 12 to 14. It properly work. My oil pressure gauges, they reach the governor cutout rate. They properly work. My vents, I put my vent on defrost, fill at the top, fill down the bottom. They properly work. I put it on the vent. They properly work. Now, turn them on. Now, I'm ready to perform. Oh, also, before I do that, my windshield wipers, they're flush to the windshield. I would spray and make them squirt, and they properly work. Now, I'm ready to perform my air brake test by first starting with my tug test. My tug test, I will perform my tug test. I will put my vehicle in drive. I will push in my parking brake and put my vehicle in drive and tug against the trailer brake. This is the parking brake test, nicknamed tug test. Okay, so put my parking brake, push my parking brake in. That means I released it. Now, put my vehicle in drive. Vehicle is in drive. I tap my accelerator one time. My parking brake held. It properly worked. Pull my parking brake out. Push in my trailer brake. And my vehicle was in drive. I will tap my accelerator one time. The parking brake held. So it properly worked. Pull my trailer brake back out. Put my vehicle in neutral. Now, I use some air pressure, so I want to build my air pressure back up. So while I build my air pressure back up, I want to explain my service brake test while I build my air pressure up. So I'm going to take my RPMs to about 13 RPM. My air pressure just reached the governor cutout rate. My service brake test, I will put my vehicle in drive 5 miles an hour forward, and apply my service brake, and that should not pull to the left or to the right, nor should I have any unusual feeling. Now, I'm going to perform my low air leakage test. And so, by performing my low air leakage test, I need my timepiece. So, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to hold 3 fingers in my face to remind myself and tell the DLA what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is turn my truck off, turn my key on so the dash lights up, and push in my parking brake and trailer brake. Starting now. 1, turn my truck off. 2, turn my key on so my dash lights up. And 3, push in my parking brake and trailer brake. Let the air pressure settle. The vehicle, it rolled a little bit, but remember that your wheel is chalk, so do not touch the service brake, because if you touch the service brake, you will, that's an automatic fail. All right. Now, I'm going to hold my service brake down for 60 seconds, and I should not lose no more than 4 PSI for Class A or no more than 3 PSI for Class B. And I'm going to let my second hand get to 12. And when I apply it now, and I should not lose no more than 4 PSI. Starting now. I'm holding my service brake down.
Hey, when we do this,
no talking. You ain't holding no conversation. You're just looking at your time, and you're looking at your air pressure gauges. 1 minute is up. I did not lose no more than 4 psi within that minute. Now I'm going to fan my brakes down. My air pressure gauge is down to 60 psi. And when I get to 60 psi, this is for my low air pressure indicators and buzzers should sound. And I will continue to fan my brakes down to 40 to 20 psi. And the brakes that I pushed in, the parking brake and the trailer brake, should pop out starting now. Low air pressure indicators came on, properly work at 60 psi. And continue fanning my brakes down to 40 to 20 psi. My brakes just popped out, they properly work. This concludes my air brake test. Now, turn the vehicle off, turn my lights on, my 4-way flashes and my high beams. Get out. I'm gonna check my lights. Sorry. My ID clearance lights and my turn signal 4-way flashes and high beams, they properly work. I go to the back. Go to the back, check the back of the truck. Go to the back of the trailer, check the back of the trailer. Come back in. Turn off the 4-way flashes. Turn on the left turn signal. Left turn signal indicator. Properly work. Go to the back of the truck, to the back of the trailer, and come back in. Turn on the right turn signal indicator. And it works. Go to the driver's side, or the passenger side, check the passenger side. Properly work. Down the side to the rear. Then when you go to the rear, you ask the DLA to stay there to check your brake lights. Then you come in and you check. The DLA is standing at the back. Turn your right turn signal indicator off. Push in your parking brake. And not your parking brake. Push in your service brake. And the DLA in the rear will give you thumbs up that your brakes properly work. And then you say, this concludes my pre-trip, and that's the end.